And hello, everybody. Today we are going to talk about Fortnite, and I will be doing something different. This time I will be speaking over some gameplay that I took while I try to explain a few tips and tricks that will help you be better at the game. Anyways, let's get started with this. So, the first thing I want to talk about is guns and a little bit of the crafting of guns because it may seem overwhelming and then your pack rat instincts kick in and you will do weird things. So first of all, try and not use low level guns once you have higher level guns. However, there is a special thing that you have to keep in mind. The higher level an item is, the more crafting resources it requires. That means that you do want to have one lower level gun or two that you level up as high as you can. So in this case, I have a blue gun that I have leveled up quite a bit, almost as much as my purple ones and my orange one. So basically, if I find myself without any purple guns, what I will do is I will switch down to that blue one that's almost as good as my purple ones. And there are actually cases when a blue gun will be better than a purple or an orange just because of the rolls it has. So keep that in mind also when you are disenchanting. But anything else, any greens and grays and even purples that you don't need, but you don't like, just toss them in the collection book and later on either transform them, which consumes people, be careful with that, or just simply turn them into experience. It will help you in the long run. So sure, try the guns, go into like lower level mission, and then go and decide if you want to keep this gun or the other one. And yeah, that's for guns and crafting of guns. The traps, same concept, unless you have the higher level. In this case, you do want the better ones sometimes. It's debatable. But I would try and keep at least a few lower level traps leveled up so that they don't end up being like you run out of materials for the other ones and then you're stuck just trying to shoot and hold into things by the skin of your teeth. So that's for crafting and guns. And then we're going to talk about skill trees and how you need to make sure that you pick the correct nodes. Try and go for things that will upgrade your character first of all. So things like the aerial assault or the ability to go to 2 stars or 3 stars or how many stars you need. Also, prioritize inventory space, at least for the beginning until you have like 70, 80. You want to go and do a beeline to all those special nodes. Because one of the biggest problems that you will have in the beginning is the lack of resources for crafting things. And the way you fix that is by increasing your inventory space. Later on, you can try and increase the storm shield storage, but it's not as necessary, it's not as bad, so don't worry too much about that one. But do improve your characters. Then you can worry about the health buffs and the tech buffs and all those. But try and get those things. Alongside with this, you might want to increase the size of the special vehicles, say the motorcycle, the boat, the helicopter, all those, so that when you send someone in a mission, you actually have enough points. Because as you can see on the left side, it says 30 or 35 or 80, 85, stuff like that. So you have to have enough survivor power, and the more people you can send, the lower level they can be, and the less people you're losing to that. With that said, when we talk about heroes, they don't follow the same rules as here. You might want to keep your heroes and your survivors as long as you can and just try and put them in positions where they help you until you have like absolutely left behind the gray ones. Then yeah, start putting them in the collection book or turning them into experience. The same thing applies to the green ones. Just get rid of them as soon as you have blue ones in every single slot. Before that, don't do that, because you might want to have someone that has a personality coincidence or a job match, because that way they will help and boost the amount of bonuses you get from these things. As for the mission defenders, I don't know how I feel about them. Like the regular defenders, like the storm shield ones, I do think they're useful, even though you should be doing all your attacks and your defenses with people. But if you can't, well, use them. But the mission defenders, I honestly don't see any use to them. So maybe don't put your best people in there, because you'll rarely be alone in a mission, right? And that takes us to our next subject, which is missions. Now, missions you want to do with people all the time, right? You don't want to go into a mission and do it on solo unless you're farming for materials. If you're farming for materials, sure, close it. But otherwise, do cooperation. People will generally be alright, and otherwise, because nobody wants to lose, right? So if they leave well, fine, the zombies will get weaker, so it's not a big deal. But, and I mean, the worst case scenario, you can summon one of those defenders if you need it, right? But they're mostly ammo sinks. They will just shoot at everything and waste your ammo, so don't worry about them too much. But yeah, go with people, do the things, don't let the counters go too far. If they do, well, just focus on leveling all the medals and just searching for every chest and everything. But try and complete missions with people, and more importantly, do go into the play with others thing, because that one in particular, when you do it, you get piñatas and other bonuses. So you will end up helping yourself. If you're lacking survivors, heroes, and stuff, go and do some help missions. Don't go into your own missions. Just go into help people. You will be doing storm shields for some of the big missions, like the protect the rocket thing, all those things. And in the end, they benefit you more than it does them at times. So be careful when you do that, and go on and help them with that. It will boost your amount of things you have. Now, another thing that I just kind of mentioned is ammo, which at least at the beginning is really scarce. It will be scarce throughout the game if you're not careful. What you have to do is, number one, send them supply missions, the ones with the little crates. Again, be careful because you will run out of people. People are those little photographs that you pick up. So some of the missions are like, oh, you need to send no one. But some of them is like, you need 10 people or 20 people. And if you don't take care, you will run out of people to send. But the other option is that you find ammo crates. So ammo crates are kind of like obvious. They're green. They look like military tins, like you've seen in like every single military movie ever. But there's also the red toolboxes. There's the tin cans. All these things. Like if it can be looted, loot it. Maybe not the plants unless you need adhesive or things like that. But loot every single container you find before you destroy it, because you will get.
I really can't leave without it.
Stuff, including traps, free traps that you can use in the mission, because you're not crafting them, so you might as well use them. Put them somewhere. Those things will help you have ammo all the time, and they will let you, be more prepared for the missions or those times where you get swamped by zombies and special zombies and another special zombie and those things. And, well, I think those are like the basic tips I can give you. The other is keep a steady hand, don't panic. Use the adequate hero if you have it for the thing you want to do. If you want to collect resources, use an Outlander. If you want to just get through a mission real fast, use a ninja or a soldier, defender. If you want to build your base, use a defender and make sure that a defender. And I don't remember what they're called. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, use an engineer and make sure that you are using the bonuses, because they are the ones that construct for cheapest, right? So you want those bonuses to apply when you're building your base, because you can build more defenses for less resources. And, well, I think that's that for the general tips. I will have another video exclusively for defense or how to build a base. And it's based on my experiences with the second base defense. That's Plankerton, I think, which turned out to catch me by surprise. And I built entirely the wrong side. So I go into this video and I fix it and I talk you through it and give you general tips on how to do that. Anyways, so this was a different version of I'm Bad at Video Games, but thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.